The waiter bent for a black card holder, and my future mother-in-law quit defending him. I knew Caleb was lying before the waiter bent down, but until then, it was still the kind of lie families try to smooth over if the room is expensive enough. Our engagement brunch was in a room at Lenox Hotel downtown. His mother, Denise, had centerpieces, a champagne tower, and hostess confidence. My parents drove in from Dayton. Instead, I spent brunch watching Caleb check his phone. His ex, Jenna, had been back in town for 3 weeks. That alone did not prove anything. They dated in college, broke up badly, and still shared old family ties. What made it ugly was how Caleb explained her return. First, she only needed the name of his father's cardiologist. Then he only met her for coffee because her lease fell through. Then I was making it weird by noticing he kept stepping outside to call her. I let too much slide because we already had deposits out. The night before the brunch, Caleb told me he was sleeping at his brother Mason's place so he could get to the hotel early. I stayed with my sister because we had an early setup call. By brunch, Caleb was late and too polished for someone who had supposedly slept on a sectional. Same navy blazer from tasting. He kissed my cheek, told my mother traffic was awful, and asked if I could please not do the face today. I asked what face. The suspicious one, he said. Then Denise stood to make her toast, and a server crossing behind Caleb's chair spotted something on the carpet and bent to grab it. It was a black leather card holder with the Lenox crest stamped in silver. The server handed it toward Caleb and said, "Sir, housekeeping turned this in from suite 914. Front desk said you still needed to sign the breakfast charge." Nobody moved. Caleb reached for it too fast. Denise said, "That can't be his." The server looked confused and said, "I'm sorry. I thought Mr. Mercer was with the guest from last night." That was when the room turned. My father stopped cutting fruit. Caleb's sister stared at her lap. Denise asked the server to leave. Caleb said it was a misunderstanding and stood up so fast his chair hit the wall. I made it worse on purpose. I took the holder out of his hand before he could close it. Inside was the room slip. Suite 914. Check-in the night before at 8:11 p.m. Late checkout approved. 2 breakfasts. 1 valet. Caleb's signature. Under guest notes, in smaller print, it said, J. Talbot added after arrival. Jenna's last name is Talbot. Denise immediately said Jenna had been crying, and Caleb probably only got her a room so she would not drive upset. Caleb grabbed that explanation and said Jenna showed up after a fight with her sister. He did not want to bring her to Mason's, and he knew I would overreact if he explained it badly. His aunt asked why helping Jenna required a suite, late checkout, and breakfast for 2. My mother asked why I had to hear any of this from a server. Caleb said the second breakfast could have been comped, and that the guest note did not prove anything physical. He was technically right, which somehow made it worse, because that was always the game with him. Nothing was clean enough to force a decision until it all landed in public at once. Denise said we were not ending an engagement over hotel stationery. I asked Caleb one direct question. If he was helping Jenna, why did he tell me he slept at Mason's? He did not answer fast enough. That silence did more damage than the card holder. I took off my ring, not because I knew exactly what happened in 914, but because I suddenly knew he had planned to manage the truth in fractions until I married him. His father told Denise to sit down. My sister came around the table for my purse before I asked. Maybe Caleb only played rescuer and let it look awful. Maybe Denise truly believed kindness explained all of it. But by the end of brunch, the toast was dead. His side of the family had stopped shielding him, and both mothers were already talking about deposits for very different reasons.